For the most part, computers do what you tell them to do, except in cases where apps crash or a forced Windows update makes your computer restart, and then that app that you needed to run in the background is now no longer running. We're going to fix that today with another app that checks to see if the first app has crashed or isn't running anymore, and then restarts the first app. The solution is more apps. To fix that problem, I've got a hot, fresh batch of files. Get it? Batch files? A batch file is basically a super tiny set of commands that does a specific task. In this case, this batch file here, first thing it does, the most important, is it changes the color of the text. What? If you're not going to use the default skin in a game these days, why should we use the default font color? It's very important. And then this line here tells the program where to come back to after it goes through it. Because programs, like people, they really go through it sometimes. This line here is the app that we want to start. In this example, Plex server has an option to start itself, but we're going to disable that and use the batch file to start it instead. This could be Discord, Firefox, whatever other app you like. The warning label says to keep the plastic bags away from kids. It doesn't say anything about cats. This timeout command is how many seconds to wait after the app crashes before it waits to move on to the next command. In this case, I chose 15 seconds, mostly so that I can calm down, but also if the app crashes, I figure it probably takes the computer a few seconds before restarting just to make sure everything else is actually closed before we try to open it again. And finally, we have go to start, which puts us right back near the top of the program. And your little command prompt window will list all the steps it's doing. You could make it hide that if you just wanted to type in @echo off, but if you want to see if the app has been restarting or not, then leaving echo on, or just not adding that line, is probably for the best, so that you can actually see a history if it's been doing that or not. And if you want this batch file to start when the computer does, open up your run menu either by typing in run into the start menu or Windows key R, type in shell:startup, and any shortcuts or batch files you put in this folder will automatically start with the computer. So now whenever I start the computer, the batch file runs, and now Plex runs, instead of just putting a check in the box. The reason we did this is because my Plex library of some 20 odd terabytes does crash. It is running on 14-year-old hardware, so it's gonna crash. But when it crashes, 15 seconds later, it comes back. So whenever it crashes, you don't notice it anymore. What batch files have you cooked up? Let me know in the comments.